The Last of Us came out in 2013, and if you for whatever reasons haven't played it yet, stop the video right now. There are spoilers ahead. And also, what the hell, dude?
Come on, man.
Just go and finish the game and come back. There will be minor spoilers about this one as well. With these out of the way, let's do this. The first time I saw any of the Last of Us promotional materials, probably back in 2012, I thought to myself, oh, look at this shiny new game from Naughty Dog. That kinda seems like another Gears of War clone, but with a post-apocalyptic zombie skin. I was familiar with some of the Naughty Dog's titles like Jak and Daxter, Crash Bandicoot, and Uncharted series, so I knew they know what they're doing. But low-key, it looked kinda generic, to be honest. I mean, environments looked beautiful and alive thanks to the super talented artists at Naughty Dog. In fact, everything looked awesome. But the characters didn't really make a huge impression on me. A rough, greedy middle-aged guy who seems like he probably doesn't have anything to lose and he just needs to keep going. And then there's a little girl in the mix to spice things up a little, or maybe to challenge the audience in some ways. And all the other characters that were shown in those trailers didn't really scream originality. Fast forward to the time that I actually got my hands on that game. Boy oh boy, did it look amazing. Animations, facial expressions, sound design, details of each room, voice acting, and acting in general were top notch. Not that any of us were expecting anything less from Naughty Dog. In the first 15 minutes, Last of Us made me feel a range of different emotions. From seeing Joel coming home late on his birthday and his relationship with Sarah, to watching that massive explosion on the TV and then witnessing it taking place through Joel's bedroom window while playing as Sarah, to the sound of the neighbor's dog getting injured. I was sold already. The ride with Tommy got me all tensed up, and then Sarah's death. I was not ready for this. Watching my little baby girl, whom I loved so much already, was devastating. Come on, Naughty Dog man, why are you doing this to me? Jesus, this is bullshit. This wasn't the first time for me to see a father losing his kid in his arms in a game. Anyone remembers?
Jason! Hey man, what's your problem? Jason! Jason!
Yeah, it made me feel sad or whatever, but nowhere as near as the way I was anguished over Sarah's death. By the way, this is a clear example for the people who believe there's enforced drama in The Last of Us. In The Last of Us, this is a meaningful part of the story that binds the events of the story together, justifies the ending, and also makes it more impactful. But in the Jason's case, they portray it in a way that the scene actually tears a hole in the plot. And then there's the watch that Sarah gave to Joel for his birthday. It remains a token of remembrance of Sarah throughout the whole franchise. Very powerful start, I must say. Effective way to set the tone for the rest of the game. Nobody's safe in this universe.
Nobody.
After the prologue, story jumps to 20 years later, and we continue to play as Joel, who is a smuggler now, and works alongside his friend Tess. And I still to this day don't know if they were in a platonic relationship or something. It was fascinating to me how my initial thoughts were right out of the window, and the characters suddenly seemed relatable instead of just generic. You can tell from the get-go that Joel is kinda dead inside. 20 years have been passed, but he still hasn't been fully recovered. Or to simply put, he's a changed man in some ways, to say the least. Some of the characters have a very short stay in the game. Personally think Tess had a lot more potential. I also like how there are hints throughout the story insinuating Joel has been through a lot and has done some atrocious acts, or he wouldn't second guess it if needs be. It kinda prepares you for the ending, but more on that later. In terms of the gameplay, it works pretty smooth overall. Taking cover and stealth mechanics are done well. Shooting and combat generally are alright, but they're not the main reasons why this game is so good or anything. Explosions and shift kills though, damn, probably are the most satisfying things you see in this game. The only thing that is super detrimental to the gameplay is the fact that the enemies are totally ignoring your companions in stealth or combat sequences. I'm not sure if any of the alternative solutions at the time would have been successful either, but it's just not good. And while we're talking about the negatives, it is worth mentioning that traversal puzzles are so PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 era-ish, or whatever that means.
Where's the ladder?
It's got to be around here somewhere.
Story bits, conversations, and even emotionally engaging moments are built into the gameplay and are happening during the downtimes or when you're solving puzzles. Like when Tess walks out of a bunch of dusty hallways and dark rooms full of spores, she says,
Some fresh air.
or in the beginning of the spring chapter, after some traumatic events, Ellie is struggling to keep up with Joel.
Ellie? Ellie?
What?
The ladder.
Right.
Or this.
Teamwork.
Or this.
You see this? Don't scare it.
I won't.
What are you doing?
It's all right. Come here. There you go. Hurry up. Come on.
Right there. So fucking cool.
All these little moments made me feel a little bit more involved. Music is decidedly understated, kinda consistent with the game's approach to design in general. It was refreshing to listen to Gustavo Santaolalla's score, especially in a generation where most of the AAA game composers tend to incorporate huge orchestras. This is one of the video game scores that I am still listening to this day. It's just that good. Going through this journey throughout 4 seasons and seeing how Joel regained some of his lost humanity, and also the evolution of Joel and Ellie's relationship, is one of the strongest components of this experience that shines through an amazing direction, wonderful voice acting, and excellent artistic vision. Well, are there any zombie tropes in this game? Are there any borrowed ideas or any reimagination of existing concepts here? Of course, this game is full of them, but all of that is just a delivery tool, not the main focus of the experience if you ask me. The ending is ridiculously effective. The idea that everything is happening in the gray area and the same actions can be interpreted differently from different perspectives is compelling. I was not expecting a AAA game to end like this. At first, I couldn't believe that Joel was ready to brutally murder so many innocent fireflies just to save Ellie. But then I remembered, he's capable of doing bad things.
How did you know
Know what?
about the ambush?
I've been on both sides.
Oh. So, you kill a lot of innocent people? We'll take that as a yes.
Take it however you want.
And also, I thought of Sarah. Joel has founded Sarah in Ellie, and I'm not a father myself, but I can't imagine there's nothing a father wouldn't do for his child. To celebrate this awesome game, I wrote a little something based on my experience with it. Hope you enjoy it.
Bye.